Hey, hello everyone. This is Vicki Verley, the Rock and Roll Prophetess, and today we're going to take a look at the Ingress chart, also known as the summer solstice. I've only been doing these new and full and new moon charts, since I've been doing them online. But these solstice charts, or these Cardinal Ingress charts, but anyways, I find them to be very useful. I've been doing these for years and years, since I first learned astrology. And what it does, it's like a snapshot of what's coming up for the season. So the Cardinal Ingress is the change of season, and it's when the sun moves into the cardinal signs. In the summer, which we're having here, the summer solstice, when it goes to 0 degrees of Cancer. And then the other solstice is the winter solstice, which is usually right around December 21st when it goes into Capricorn. And then we have, the equinoxes too. The spring equinox, also known as the vernal equinox, or the autumn equinox, also known as autumnal, which is the other two cardinal signs, which is, autumn is Libra, spring is Aries, and Cancer, Capricorn. So it's these cardinal signs. This is what we look at. And it really does kind of set the tone for the next, few months, for the season. And I've seen this work a lot. So this is what we're going to take a look at today. We're going to take a look at the summer solstice chart. Okay, so it's, there's a lot going on here. A lot. I took a little look at it before I started the video, and there's quite a bit to talk about. Well, the first thing is, here it is. It's coming in and it's making this grand trine in the water. So again, I just feel like that's such nice energy. It's watery, it's feeling, it's emotional. And look at, a lot of this stuff is out of Gemini now. And Jupiter's getting ready to get out of Gemini. But we're in Cancer time now. And this is all, with the other water signs, and this is all feeling, nurturing, caring, kindness, It's very out of your head, Gemini, and into your heart. And that's what's about to happen with Jupiter, too. Jupiter's about to get out of Gemini and into Cancer. Nurturing, caring, females, women, it's a good vibe. It's a good vibe for healing and to heal the earth and everything. But at any rate, I wanted to talk too a little bit about this Jupiter. Now the sun just a few days before kind of passed Jupiter by and had the conjunction, and now we're moving on to this. So this is like the last breaths of this Gemini vibration, and we're moving into this. And Jupiter's also moved away from Mars, which is intricately involved in this chart too. But what I felt like when I looked at this, it was like that the sun, Jupiter and Mars were kind of been hanging together, in Gemini. And there's this, this Mars energy is rumbling. And Mars was with the nodes then. Mars has been, in this precarious or auspicious, or I don't know what the word I want to say, but it's been amplified here for a little while, Mars energy. And now the sun came by. It feels like the sun came by and kissed Jupiter on its way into Cancer, and Jupiter is still like, woo, dumbfounded in the afterglow. And it's like broke away from Mars energy, and it wants to follow, it is following the sun into the beautiful watery love energy. So Jupiter's not igniting this anymore. Jupiter's not igniting it. And there's not a lot of other aspects that are igniting the outward expression of the Mars energy. It's kind of diminishing a little, which I kind of like. I think that's good. I want to get into this. I like this energy much better. And Jupiter's at that 28. These critical degrees, I'm going to do a whole video on critical degrees, and we have quite a bit of these 29s. And it's in orb, 28, 29, it's all there. That's all considered to me to be critical degrees. But we'll get into, I'm going to get into that only in a video about the degrees of the zodiac. But at any rate, let's jump over to Mars here for a minute. So Mars is at 14. It is aspecting the nodes again. But the big thing is it's squaring Chiron. That's my biggest draw with Mars. And there's other stuff going on with Mars too. It's got the nodes and Chiron, and wasn't there something else here? Well, I'm not seeing it right now, but at any rate, over here, it's sextiling Uranus. That's pretty big. That's not a minor thing. So Mars, and so Mars has been in this outward expression, and I feel like Mars is going to go. We're going to get into the deeper inner work here, squaring Chiron, healing. old wounds. We're going to get in there. Mars is cutting. We're going to cut in there deep and get into it. The nodes. So it's all karmic stuff. It's all, our life lessons. What did we come here for? What's really going on? We're not supposed to just rationalize it away, in Gemini. We're supposed to get down in there and really take a look at what is it? What's happening here? Heal those wounds so we can make this new beginning. With Uranus, you're going to get enlightenment. And a sextile, it's going to come nicely, not like the Pluto square, which I want to tell you, I feel like this is out of orb too. When these slower moving planets, I feel like this is not really active as much anymore. We're to 12 degrees as opposed to 10. A 2-degree orb on these outer planets, we're out of it. Even though it's showing up still as, in this chart, the aspect's still there. But at any rate, squares are these hard things, and sextiles and trines are nice. So yes, we're going to have to deal with this square here. We're squaring over to Chiron. We're going to have these, dig up these wounds and, the nodes, Scorpio, regurgitate it and everything. But it's not so harsh. There's a sextile to Uranus. So it's like, well, maybe we'll get it. Maybe we'll have some enlightenment. And that's really what you need. It's just that, it sounds so easy, and it is easy, but, we all struggle with this. It's like, it's just a change of perspective. It's enlightenment. It can be that. It can be just click the switch, or I get it, and it's also clear now that it does happen that way sometimes. But at any rate, enlightenment through digging deep into these emotional wounds. That's where Mars energy is being expressed. That's where it's got to go. Until Mars gets into Cancer later in July, and it's going to join all these other planets here. One of the things when I first looked at this, this is some happy energy. I'm talking still about all this deep stuff going on, but excuse me, this is some happy energy. When I saw these Mercury and Venus conjunct here at 22 degrees, which is a master number also, to me it looks like they're walking hand in hand, because they both kind of have these little hand things sticking out, and they're skipping along, merrily, happily skipping along. And I want to talk a little about this, because Mercury, besides my little, comical psychic stuff that I see, but here, this is, this is nice. Venus conjunct Mercury is nice, and in Cancer, that's nice. That's being nice to each other. That's words of love, nurturing, being considerate. The fact that I'm seeing them holding hands, this is a partnership. 22, master number. It could be a divine partnership. There's good energy. I think people are going to be kinder to each other. This Pluto-Uranus thing is dying down a little. This summer could be really nice. Kindness, nurturing through love and understanding and everything. That's all what Cancer is. Cancers can be a little bit moody, but this is some good energy here. This is some good vibes. And even Lilith is involved in this nice grand trine, so she has a place to express this energy. So I'm liking that. This, again, to this finishing up the dark stuff, I did want to get into this moon at 29 Scorpio. So that's very much, Lilith reminded me of that, because I always think of Lilith as sort of the dark side of Scorpio or something. But there's this 29, and it's trining, though. It has, again, an outlet through Ceres. So Ceres is good. Ceres is nurturing, again, and Cancer, it's in its glory. I don't know if it's exalted there or whatever. Jupiter will be exalted in Cancer. But I just feel like, I feel like a very strong connection between the asteroid Ceres and the sign of Cancer. And I feel like they work in harmony together, whether this is based in fact or this is just my vibration or what. But I feel that that's true. So these 29s, again with the healing, and 29 Scorpio, going into that deep, dark place, into the darkest depths of the soul, that I feel that's really 29 Scorpio. Before we get to Sag, which would be enlightenment again. I feel like that Sag is enlightenment. The overall view of this chart is getting down to some deep issues, but being able to have nice resolution. This feels more real than the old superficial, Venus, Mercury. And in Cancer, it's like, it's really heartfelt. It's really, you're really getting it. We're really getting it this time. And we can have resolutions to some long-standing problems, and I feel like that's going to be key into these summer months, and doing it through words of love and kindness towards each other, nurturing. Relationships, I feel, are going to be strong and good. I feel very strongly for harmonious relationships, romantic-wise and otherwise. You know, with all this Cancer, and in this chart, this is, I ran a West Coast chart, and then the East Coast, it's in the 5th in the East Coast. I don't know if that really makes a difference. But in both cases, this Chiron stuff is in the 12th still. You know, so that is this old stuff. We've got to get there. We've got to get to it. Dreams. You may have dreams that are being insightful too, and you feel good. But Cancer, get by the water. 4th house is Cancer's natural ruler, which is this chart is showing too. And so that's also kind of, you know, staying home, staying with your family. Definitely a great time for resolving family rifts. You know, if you have some long-term feud going on by some deep wound, and I mean, enlightenment. Have, you know, think about it. What was it over? And really, you know, get rid of all the years of resentment and holding on to this crap. And you know, 9 out of 10 times it's over something so flippant and superficial. You know, have enlightenment, release it. And I think that could happen with Saturn. You know, these are longevity. This could be, you know, we could heal longevity and have long-standing harmony and setting up long-standing good vibrations here, and at least for the summer months, for the season, as the Cardinal Ingress will show us. Okay, so that's my little outlook for the summer. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember that you are love and beauty incarnate. If you would like to get a personal reading from me or order a mandala, all that information is available on my main page. Look at the About section, and there's links are listed. So have a beautiful summer, and I'll talk to you soon. Water. Essential to life on Earth. Water comprises over 70% of the Earth's surface and over 60% of the human body. Water can bring peace to our souls or cause great waves of destruction. Throughout the ages, water has been recognized for its powerful spiritual properties. From the sacred waters of the river Ganges to the springs at Lourdes, to the Hindu and Catholic use of holy water, to the ritual of baptism, to the belief of Jesus turning water into wine. While many would call this a mere myth, others would call it a miracle. Our modern-day science is now concurring with what the spiritual have known all along. In fact, positive energy focused on water in the form of prayers and positive affirmations change the water on a molecular level, creating beautiful symmetrical designs when frozen and viewed under a microscope. Inspired by these scientific experiments, I began taping words like love and joy to my water purification pitcher. Inevitably, the words would begin to blur and fade as they were exposed to moisture. This led me to search for a more permanent solution. After many prototypes, I finally arrived at the Drinking in the Love water charging strips. Drinking in the Love include a set of 11 water charging strips, including the words clarity, beauty, joy, inspiration, miracle, grace, peace, healing, gratitude, prosperity, and love. Use any or all of these strips in different combinations to suit your manifestation needs. Permanently adhere the strips to your favorite drinking vessel by splitting open the dual-sided peel-away adhesive strips, or affix with a piece of ordinary household tape to reuse again and again. Drinking in the Love strips are laminated for easy cleaning and long-lasting durability. Visit drinkinginthelove.com to order your set today. Drinking in the Love water strips are a tool for spiritual growth and make no claims of any scientific results.